We gotta grow bold, man, we cannot hesitate. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta goal out. We are athletes for Christ, man, we gotta goal out.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Athletes for Christ podcast. I'm E.
I'm Aaron.
And we're here today to kick off this episode with you. So, first off, I need to introduce my guy, okay? Aaron Williams, president of Gen 50 Ministries, high school and college sports chaplain, pouring into the next generation of student athletes on and off campus. Using his sports management degree, time to work with the Atlanta Braves and other professional sports teams, along with his pastoral license and ministry training, combine his two passions, sports and ministry, to lead athletes to a relationship with Christ.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you. Now let me introduce you. My buddy over here is Erskine C. Johnson III. He's a former standout athlete turned actor, filmmaker, pastor, and now entrepreneur. South Carolina native, he earned a scholarship to play football at South Carolina State University, where he helped lead the Bulldogs to a national black championship and 3 consecutive MEAC conference titles. Graduating cum laude with a degree in professional drama, Erskine transitioned into entertainment due to injuries, appearing in hit series like BET's The Game, Donald Glover's Atlanta, Tyler Perry's The Haves and the Have-Nots, If Loving You Is Wrong, and national commercials. As founder of Ministry to the Industry, M2TI, he now provides spiritual solutions to secular spaces, connecting people to the Creator through creativity and communications.
That was good.
Yeah, man. So, Erskine, I want to hear a little bit about how you got into where you're at and what you're doing right now.
Okay. Let's see. So, again, we're talking sports. I started playing football at the age of 7. Flag football, Mike League, all that type of stuff. And football was just a part of our family. And so my older brothers, cousins, they played ball. So, again, I'm the baby of the family. So I'm kind of walking in their footsteps.
Right.
And, football was just a thing that we all did. And so, again, middle school, high school, again, I started to get into a place where I didn't just want to be known for football.
Yeah.
So I went out on a limb and I started getting into acting.
Okay.
Now, you never heard of a football player who's acting, right? So I kind of made it cool for people to come to the theater and kind of watch me do some plays. But the biggest thing is I just didn't want to just be known for football.
Yeah.
So I go into my sophomore year. I start in my state championship game, which was crazy. We lost. But it continued to show me like, man, I think I got a future in this. And so kind of going into being recruited, I was one of the top recruits coming out of South Carolina years ago. I won't say the year, but years ago. So I made that decision to go to South Carolina State University. I was number 1 on their board. And so then playing, being in college, but also, again, I believe I was raised in church, but I wasn't more of a disciple. And I would say I was built more in religion versus relationship.
Right.
And so, again, I go to college. Nobody's telling me to go to church. So I'm really not going unless we got to go as a team.
Right.
And I started really having an encounter with the Lord. So my junior year, I tear every ligament in my left knee.
Oh, man.
And I heard from the Lord basically telling me that, hey, football was just a way for you to get an education. And acting was what he had for me. Of course, I didn't want to do that. Had a lot of guys who, went to the league and different things. So I wanted to go that route.
Yep.
Going to my senior year, I tear my shoulder. And so that was the way where I felt like God was saying, I told you so. Like I told you the path that I want you to go. Mm-hmm. And from there, man, I went to L.A. Once I graduated from L.A., was working on the TV show The Game, like you said, in Atlanta. Yep. And so my relationship with the Lord really captivated here at Victory, of course. And just from there, man, God just kind of took it to a whole new level. And so now getting to the point where I never saw how I was going to, go with the football route in Christ and, FCA, those different things, going to FCA camps when I was young. Right. But never thought that I would be a part of something like that. Mm-hmm. And so fast forward, again, I'm in ministry. I was at, pastoring for about a decade now at Victory. And God called me out to do my business, which is M2TI, Ministry to the Industry. and just kind of took over from there.
Yeah.
So that's long story short.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it.
So what about you?
Well, so I'm going to try to make a long story short. So really, I knew as a kid I'd be playing sports. That was my passion. And I've always learned through the years growing up that the things you're passionate about are connected to your purpose. I just didn't know what my purpose was when I realized it. So I was doing sports, baseball, basketball, football, ran cross country all the way into high school. During high school, unfortunately, a friend of mine was shot and killed over a girl. And I kind of went down the wrong route, stopped playing sports, stopped going to school, and actually just got addicted to drugs and alcohol and really got kicked off the teams, kicked out of high school, and actually kicked out of the house and was living on the street at 17. So for 2 years, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol and had no idea what I was going to do with my life. Just didn't even know where I was going to sleep every night. But then after 2 years, at 19, I actually rented a hotel room with the intentions of taking my life. And by the grace of God, I made it through that. And not too long after that, a mentor came and took me off the streets and really just wanted to show me, the way to kind of live life that, you're not supposed to do it alone, right? That you're supposed to do relationship with Jesus. And so they helped me really kind of get a GED. They helped me get into college, got a college degree, went and got a degree in sports management. And right out of college, had the opportunity to work for the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
At that point, I'm going, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I thought I was going to be playing, but at least I'm working in sports. A year after that, I worked for an organization called the Atlanta Vision, which was a minor league basketball team. And worked for them for a little bit, but then really kind of heard that I needed to do something on my own. So I started my own sports training company. I took a lot of the connections from those athletes and stuff that I worked with, and we started training athletes, young athletes. And then not too long after that, during some prayer and fasting, I just felt the Lord saying, I want you to take your two passions, ministry and sports, and put them together. I didn't know what that would look like. So originally I started at church we did softball teams, basketball teams, just anything we could do to kind of connect and take sports and ministry and put it together. Then our church launched a men's group that would meet every Saturday morning. And so I launched a CrossFit group. So we'd meet that morning at 6 a.m. Then we'd go eat and do worship and everything with the men's groups. But I still felt like there was something more to it. And I had an opportunity one year to be a chaplain for a high school football team. And I knew it there because in that 1 year, I dealt with kids having to deal with drugs, alcohol, suicidal thoughts. And that's when I realized this is my purpose. This is the ministry.
That's good, bro.
And the mix of sports and ministry together. So bro, that's where we're at.
That is amazing, bro. I love the fact that even, again, it was, if you can say, sports kind of saved our lives.
Yeah,
it did. You know what I mean? And I think being connected to something, again, something that's bigger than us.
Right.
And again, I think that's what we also share with our students, our scholars, and our athletes is to say, hey, man, it got to be bigger than you. And as you continue that path, God he gonna get you too. So that's dope.
Well, look, we got some questions over here. Let's do it.
Think I'm gonna fall off?
No.
All right, cool.
You're an athlete.
Used to be. Let's see. How do you create spaces for spiritual conversations in a sports environment? Well,
I feel like that kind of goes back, piggybacks with the other question we were just talking about. What me specifically, what we do is, again, a lot of times after practices and stuff, I'll ask the guys, hey, anybody want to go get some, lunch, go get some dinner or something, invite a group, tell them to invite a friend with them. And then we'll just come, and it's really an open space, but a comfortable space where it's off campus. They don't have to worry about having the conversation in front of a coach or a parent. So they can be a little bit more vulnerable and willing to say what's on their hearts. And a lot of times it helps people. And when I say people, I'm talking about the athletes, the young athletes, be able to recognize they'll hear stuff about their peer that they may not have known. Because they've never been in a space to hear about it. And then they can start to rally together, come together, or even ask simple questions that they just don't understand. And sometimes I don't even have to say anything. It's just creating that space, giving them an opportunity. There's times we've even gone behind the tennis court and just sat under the pavilion because it was the only way those guys could get there. Bring some pizza and say, hey, anybody got any questions, or what's your highs and lows today?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And see what Jesus and what the scripture says about
Yeah,
that.
that's good.
What about you?
I mean, again, same deal. I think it does help when you get to have those conversations outside of, a sports event or school or anything like that. But again, utilizing those opportunities for huddles that we'll do after practice or before practice or pregame meals, different things like that. I've been able to utilize Instagram a lot.
Okay.
And then also,
so that's where I struggle. That's where I struggle.
I get
so
it.
I can learn from you right here.
Yeah, and I think, man, it's really making time because the kids love to slide in the DMs, man. So they want to talk, they see a post, or they got a question. And then I'm a big voice note guy. So I can't, actually, pick up the phone and call you, but I'll send you a voice note.
Yeah.
And I've seen, again, a lot of lives change and a lot of conversations I've had through those voice notes.
Yeah.
Back and forth, just having conversations with questions that they have, different things that they're going through at home.
Right.
Or just even, I've you would know this as well, like we're boots on the ground when it comes down to our students.
Right.
We know things that the coaches don't know.
Yes.
Right. We know things that the parents don't know. And how do we have those conversations? By creating those safe spaces.
Yeah.
And so I think just continuing to do that, continue to be available, continue to be consistent. Because a lot of our young people, they don't know what consistency is because they've never seen it.
Right.
And so it's kind of weird when we keep showing up.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for us to not show up one day.
You're right.
But I think, again, having those conversations, utilizing, the practices, the games. But if you can, I think it's a great thing you're doing, pulling them away from that afterwards or before to have those conversations as well.
Well, and I'll kind of reiterate what you're talking about is there's a lot of times the only opportunity we get is while we're just roaming the sidelines, between practices or games.
That's real,
the only time one of these guys, I get guys that'll come up that's never said a word to me. And then they'll randomly come up and go, hey, was so-and-so a Christian? Or what does this verse mean? Just random stuff. And it opens doors, but they wouldn't have come talk to me just because I showed up one time.
Yeah.
It's because of that consistency they've seen. And then they see the change in some of the other athletes that we talk with.
Yeah.
And that opens the spaces as well. Again, I think consistency is one of the biggest things because it in a generation where everybody's all about me, they see that we're not there for ourselves. We're there for them. And I think that helps them as well.
And I think that starts to speak when you start showing up more times than not. And I think it's them kind of being in this place to say, well, dang, like, he ain't stopped coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, again, now it's like, he really ain't got nothing to benefit for real for being here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, nobody's paying him to come out here. Nobody's giving him all these different things. And so I think that's when that starts seeping down in their minds, like, oh, wow, this person really cares.
Right.
And so, again, it's like parents, you're supposed to care.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But for us, we're really doing this out of the kindness of our hearts and what God has called us to do to reach them.
Well, and I'll say one more thing that I really love is later on down the road, or somebody will come see me at, like a parent or a family member will see me at church, or they'll see me local grocery store or something and go, hey, are you so-and-so that's at the school that's pouring in? But that's my grandson, and he talks about you. And it's like, I'm thinking in the back of my head, he's never said a word to me.
Never said nothing.
But he's listening and he's going home and telling parents about it. And so you see the fruit of that impact sometimes, even if it's not directly in front of you. So,
and you got to trust it, man. I think the biggest thing, work that we do, especially in schools, coaches, teachers, you probably will never see the fruit of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of those stories will probably never be told. But again, when we think about our lives, if we to be honest, we think about our high school coaches, middle school coaches, like something finally clicked for us.
Right.
And now we're able to do the same for them.
Absolutely.
Yep. You want to do another one?
We got, actually, I think what we're going to do, we're going to do a protein shake. So I'm going to get off.
Okay.
Because I'm not falling. Whee! Let's see here. All right.
What we got here?
We got, I'm going to let you say that because I don't speak Spanish. It's guava.
Guava. Guava. Everybody, y'all see? Patience. Something that we all need. Patience.
So I love this. It's got this verse on here. But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. Romans 8:25.
Well, we need that.
So I've been patiently waiting on this shake.
Let's see. Let's see what it's hitting on. Let's see. You like guava?
I do.
You do?
I love guava, actually.
Smells good.
Oh, man, that is refreshing and it's delicious. Like,
Oh, wow.
This is seriously, this is actually really good. I'm gonna go home with.
Hey,
I'm actually
good.
going home with a bunch of these today.
Hey, this is good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you if it was nasty. But
And it's a protein shake, so
yeah,
it's got
it's
protein.
healthy.
But I would drink it just to drink it because it's. Man, I brought a guava home the other day to have my wife cut up and make guava juice with it. She's gonna get mad when she sees this, but it did not taste anything like this.
Yeah, this
really delicious.
and it's healthy. It's not too sweet. It's like perfect.
Man, that is.
It's not too thick.
I'm gonna babysit this as we.
Shout
as I
out to
continue
Athletes
on.
for Christ, right?
Delicious.
Protein shakes coming soon. I like it. I like it.
Yes. Make sure you get this one.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna jump back in. So
All right, it's on me or you.
I don't know. I'll grab one. It doesn't matter.
All right.
We're both answering. Let's see what we got here. Aha. Was there a mentor in your life who impacted you the way you now hope to impact others?
Man, it's crazy. I think about this question, and of course, we can be here all day to kind of shout out all the people that's been there for us in our lives. You know, I think about rec league coaches, middle school coaches. So even for me, I didn't grow up with my dad. So I had a lot of my uncles, a lot of my coaches were like father figures to me in that, my immature age. But when I think about, I never thought about impact until I had a relationship with the Lord. And so knowing, I had influence, I was doing all these different things, again, acting, playing football, all this stuff. But it wasn't until, again, I came into Christ that I started to see what I could do to help impact others.
Yeah.
So when I talk about those mentors and people that helped me kind of see that in me, but also kind of displayed that for me, would be some of the foundational pastors that I had, when I first came to the church. So shout out to my spiritual father, Darius Dunson. Man, he really took me under his wing when I came into ministry and came to Victory. And then going to our Midtown campus, Mo and Kendra Moman, really just kind of, really started to show me what it can look like to really take the gifts that I have inside of me and pour it out. And right now, Mr. This Is How We Do It, Montel Jordan. Again, Big Bro has really showed me, because of the simple fact of ministry to the industry, it's pretty much what he does. You know what I'm saying? He is, again, in the world, with his songs, but then also, again, allowing people to have an opportunity with Christ. And so a lot of times people in the church will probably not see that as something you should do, but it's this level of how we reach people with the gifts that we have. And so when I look at impact to really reach people in that, those are some people that really helped me out.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. When I think about this, I really think of something my pastor said a long time ago was, you want to be a river, not a lake. Because what's poured into a lake stays there. What's poured into a river flows through it, right? And so that's one thing I try to share with these athletes is, my life hasn't always been beautiful, but I've seen the hand of God on it. And I want to take those lessons I've learned, good and bad,
for sure,
and let it flow through me so that they can learn. Hopefully they don't have to go down the same path I did, but if they do, they're equipped with what they need. There was, I mentioned earlier about a gentleman taking me off the street, when I was living on the streets and stuff. I'll shout his name out, Mr. Wayne Stoneback.
Okay, Wayne. Appreciate you.
And, I mean, he had absolutely no reason to do it, but he did it. Him and his family took me off, gave me a place to stay, helped me pay off debt, helped me get a GED, helped me really just learn what a relationship with the Lord was. They were like, hey, you can stay here, but you're going to go to church with us. You're going to learn. And that's when I really learned to see Jesus with skin on, right? And so that's been my goal, is to implement that. And again, be a river and not a lake.
That's good. All right. We'll hit one more.
I think it's your turn. This will give me a break to...
Yeah, go ahead. Sip on that guava, man. That guava doing this good. All right. This is a good one. What are some challenges Christian athletes face today, and how do we help them navigate those challenges?
Woo.
It's a lot of challenges out here, boy. Well, take your time.
I think it's so funny because my son, he's on a high school football team, and I was just asking him this exact question yesterday. Just because, he'll tell me certain things, right? Because I'm his dad. So he's willing to tell me certain things, but I'm also happen to be the chaplain for that team. So I think he tries to keep some of that close. But he's I asked, and a lot of stuff they deal with is lust.
For sure.
You know, porn. The as an athlete having to have that macho attitude to the point that you can't ask for help when you need help. And then by the time you realize I can't do it anymore, it's too late. Because as I mentioned before, there's my first year. Well, let's put it this way. I've been doing, next year will be 10 years I've been doing this on high school campuses.
Man, congrats, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's all God right there. But
sure.
In those 10 years, there's been at least four different athletes I've had to personally help who have actually attempted suicide. And these are high schoolers that are under 18 years old, right? So I think the biggest thing that they deal with is just the stress we've got goals in front of us. We've got to meet. They expect expectations on the field, but in the classroom as well. And then, like you mentioned, there's a lot of mentors out there, but not all the mentors are mentoring, in a Christian aspect.
For sure.
And so the best way for us to do that is just emulate Christ. Share the scripture. And again, consistently be there for them. Help them and remind them we don't have all the answers, but we can point them to the one that does. Right?
For sure.
So have you run into any of that?
I have, man. I think, when I think about it, again, you tell me, because you in the schools, I know we in different areas doing it, but I believe there's more like Christian athletes than ever before.
Oh, I think so.
When I was in school, you was a Christian, but you didn't really show it like that, right? I would say I was a Christian, right? But was I, could my life reflect Christ?
Yeah, there you go.
And so, man, what I'm seeing right now is a lot of conversations that I'm having is they feel that they have to live two lives.
Yeah.
But it's only one life you got to live that you can live in all the spaces that you are in.
Right.
And so I think it's that part where, let's be honest, they don't have an example of someone who did it right.
Yeah.
If we can be honest, we didn't do it right. But the thing is, I would say for both of us, if I can speak on it, is if we could do it all over again, man, what would our life look like if we really did serve Christ when we were young?
Right.
Like, I think about even, again, the influence that I had as team captain, all-star game, college, like all this stuff. Like, man, I really had a lot of influence to lead people to Christ.
Yeah.
But I was leading them into sin, leading them to get all the girls and, you can do this and do that, right? But I just look at it from the standpoint of the challenge is they feel they have to live two lives.
Yeah.
And we have to get to the point to let them know, like, no, again, you can live the life that God has called you to live in all spaces. When you're in the classroom, when you're on the field, when you go home, when you talk to whoever, right? But I think it's that whole part of, well, I've never seen it done.
Yeah.
And so we can just be honest and say, hey, I didn't do it right either. But if I would have did it, if I could live it over again, this is the way that I would do it. Yeah. And so I think kind of letting them know, like, hey, and the other piece is, let's give them grace. Yeah. They're kids. Yeah. Right? There's adults making dumb decisions, right? But these are kids. And so I have to get to a point to say, hey, like, these kids ain't going to be super on fire to the point where they're like bringing revival in their high schools and all that kind of stuff. But we all know that revival does start with young people. Yes. And it starts with one. And if we can get one of them on fire, right? And continue to have those conversations with them, man, they'll know to say, hey, yeah, I may have slipped up. Hey, I may have fell into sin. Hey, I may have watched something I didn't watch. Right. But I have the power and the authority in Christ to get back up again. Right. So I think that's the spot where we need to be with that.
So you were making me think about something that I talk to a lot of athletes about. I ask them all the time, would your reputation and your character, if they met each other in an alley, would they recognize each other? Ooh. Right? So that's
good.
I mean, even as, like you mentioned, even as adults, there's times I got to go, oh man, did I make the right decision there? Did I respond in that situation the way I should have? Yeah. Because these kids are always watching. These athletes are always watching. They're watching, they're learning. They may not talk to you about it, but they're watching. Oh, no. Oh, this guy said this. I'm going to see if he's going to actually act like that. Yeah. But the same thing is reminding these athletes that you might have a reputation as a Christian. Yeah. But do you act like that when nobody's around? And then vice versa. You may have a reputation at church as a Christian, but when you're out on the field or at school and stuff, are you are you representing Christ in the right way?
Yeah.
And so I think this next generation of student athletes they're up for the challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
They've just got to have that challenge put in front of them so they know what those opportunities are.
Nah, I love it, man. I got something I'm thinking about now. Like, what do you feel that we can do to do a better job of that, of stewarding them well in that?
You mean in making right decisions, or? I think again, it's us. I think you got to hold them accountable.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it.
If you're going to challenge somebody, you got to hold them accountable when they do, whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah,
you got to hold them accountable, and it, not in a sense of degrading them or putting them down, but like you said, with grace. You got to hold them accountable with grace and let them know it's okay.
Yeah.
Because look, and whenever anything happens, I tell my kids this all the time. Whenever something happens, like I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a very high-tempered. I'd get angry real quick.
Feel you? Yeah.
And by the grace of God, that's changed. But one thing I've learned from that is instead of getting triggered so easily, and then all of a sudden when somebody knocks something over, they get anxious, like, oh, is he going to get mad?
For sure.
Now it's, no, okay, that's an accident. It happened, but what did we learn?
Yeah.
What did we learn from that, right? And that's the way you hold this next generation accountable is just make sure they're learning from it and show them that grace. And then if they don't know, hey, here's what I should have learned, we tell them.
Yeah.
And
that's
share
it.
with
I think, again, being able to open up about our stories and letting them know. Because I think, even for me, I didn't feel comfortable really walking with Christ until I heard those who walk in Christ made mistakes. And this is, to be honest, on platforms, we don't really talk about the mistakes that you made. You know what I'm saying? We talk about kind of the highlight reel of what Instagram is, right?
Yeah.
All the good things. But man, until I found out that, oh, this person was doing this and this person was doing that. Okay, now I can understand. But I think I love that. It's the accountability piece. But then also, again, challenging them to, hey, are you willing to do this?
Yeah.
So if you're willing to do this, now I'm going to hold you accountable.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to piggyback off that.
Yeah.
Because there was an athlete that was a part of our small groups in high school, football. Went off to college, and we were talking, this was kind of right after COVID, right? And there was, a lot of the protests down in Atlanta and everything.
Yeah.
And he's at a college down there. And he calls me one day, and he was part of our group, so I knew he had a relationship with the Lord.
Yeah.
But he was still filling it out. And he calls me one day and says, hey, I just watched somebody in one of the protests just get shot. And he was like, man, he had one of those epiphany moments where he was going, I want to get saved. I want to change my life. He said, and this is what he said. He goes, I want you to baptize me, but I have reservations. And I said, well, what's the reservations? And he said, well, I still struggle with porn. I still struggle with getting angry too quickly and stuff like this. And he said, I feel like I got to fix all that first. And I said, no.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't get fixed and then go to Jesus. It doesn't matter what you're dealing with. You take that to Jesus and let him fix it.
There you go.
And so, like you mentioned, we don't talk about those issues from the platform and stuff. People think that it's no, you got to be perfect to be a Christian, and it's not true.
Yeah. That's good, bro.
Well, we got one more left?
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you ask away.
Bum, bum, bum. All right, you tired, man?
I'm a little sweaty, but this guava is going to help me out.
Yeah,
so
the guava getting us right.
I'm ready to hit those weights after.
Oh man, I should have did my watch, man. Could have got my rings closed today. All right. Can you share a time when one of your athletes had a spiritual breakthrough through sports? Man.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, there's been quite a few athletes that I've personally had to help when they've dealt with suicide attempts. And there was one of them. I remember I get a call in the middle of the night one night, and it's the football coach. And he's like, hey, this athlete, I'm not going to share his name just out of respect for him.
Yeah, for sure.
But I love the kid very much. The coach called me, football coach called and said, hey, this young man just attempted suicide. His family's here. I'm here. The medics are here. He will not talk to anybody. He's like, will you come and try to talk to him? So I came, met with him, and I told him there, I said, I don't have the answers for you, man.
Yeah.
But I said, I've been through this. And so I got through it. God got me through it. He'll get you through it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stayed connected with him, right? I'm not going to lie. I sat there holding his hand and cried with him.
Yeah.
Because I've been through that. It was emotional. And so I was hoping for a breakthrough there. But not too long after that, I get a call again later on in the middle of the night. And this time it was from him, but he wasn't saying anything. He was just crying on the phone. And I was like, okay, where are you? And so he was at a Walmart parking lot. So I drove over there in the middle of the night, found his car, and he was sitting there and had cut his arms up, was bleeding everywhere. And so called the parents, coaches, paramedics, just to make sure everything was well. And I said, listen, I want to have more relationship with you to help walk through this with you. So join our small groups. So he started joining our small groups. He then became a leader and a vocal leader to invite people to the small groups. And then his senior year had the opportunity to baptize him. And he walked with him to receive Christ and then baptize him. And then he went to college. He's an offensive lineman, went to college to play football, but he changed colleges so that he could have opportunity to get like a ministerial degree. Because he felt then, now I'm being called to be a minister or to be a chaplain for other other people coming behind him. So to me, that's a breakthrough right there.
Man, we got to give it up for that one, dog.
That's Jesus right there.
Come on, man. I think those moments, when those happen, there's no amount of money that we could ever receive to get that feeling, right? And I think that's the part that keeps us in the game. It's tough. What we do is hard work. It's groundwork. But at the end of the day, when we have those type of moments, when kids want to reach out to us and, be able to share, that means a lot. I mean, again, kind of the same situation. Again, suicide is at an all-time high. I had a student, again, coach pulled me to the side. He had a lot of different things. Again, death that happened in his family. One of his, a person he looked up to, his mentor, family member, had passed away. And he really didn't know what to do. And so, again, it started declining in his grades, performance on the field. Like, his whole aura was just changing. And so I took it upon myself to, keep pulling them to the side, having some conversations, some DMs here and there. And to the point where I had when I was the next gen pastor at my church, I would even go and pick up some of these kids and bring them to our youth group. And it was a lot of work. Having to go get them and also have to preach and all that. But it was all worth it. But it was the consistency of him coming, whether it was, again, if all the kids came or some of the kids came or just him, he would come. And so what was happening was we was imparting into him. Our leaders was loving on him, right? Other kids who was loving the Lord started to show him like what it really looked like to love God. And so I remember there was an event we had where I baptized a lot of our students. And he had gave his life to Christ. He was also Muslim. Right. And so even through all the different things that he understood, but there was just something about Jesus that was like, hey, I want to choose this route. And I remember him having a conversation with me and say, Pastor, I want to get baptized, but I want my boys to be with me. Right. Because none of the kids from the school came. And so then we set up a whole baptism just for him. And then by him making that decision in front of his friends and his teammates, 6 others also got baptized as well, where like 20 of them gave their life to Christ. And so now he's in college. He's doing his thing. And I love the fact that even when we get text messages like, hey, Pastor, I'm at church today. Or, hey, man, the message, oh, you at Victory today? Or, hey, you doing this? Or, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just little conversations. Again, we taught them what they needed to do. And then now, again, my biggest prayer is always when our kids do leave our programs and they go off to college, like, will it still resonate with them? Will they still be on fire for God? Right? Find you a church, find you a Jesus group somewhere. And I'm loving the fact that our students are doing that. So it's super dope.
Crunch time! Catch the ball. Answer fast.
WNBA or the MLS?
Oh, MLS.
You got a favorite team or?
I don't. I just with my wife being Spanish, we watch soccer all the time, and I've started picking it up, and I love it.
Right. PGA Tour or the NHL playoffs?
PGA.
Okay. You got a golfer you like to?
Me. I just got into it like a year ago, so I'm just trying to get it, man.
Okay. All right, now I'm coming back to you. Pricey basketball shoes or running shoes?
Oh my goodness.
Pricey basketball.
The old me.
I know.
The old me would say the basketball shoes, but the me now would say the running shoes.
That's understandable. Once the knees start hurting, you gotta All right. Erskine, I got one for you. Drill sergeant coaching or a player-centered type of coach?
Player center, baby.
I'm going to ask you the same thing. Drill sergeant coaching or a player-centered?
Oh, player-centered all day. Yeah.
Now, we were raised on the drill sergeants,
Yes.
I'm sure.
We
But we also
absolutely-
understand you can't do that now.
Yeah.
You can't do it now.
It's a different generation.
For sure. Yeah, man. No, this is fun, man. I hope that for the listeners out there, they were able to receive something from us. Not just be hearers, but be doers. I'm real big on that. And yeah, man, again, whether you are an athlete, whether you're a parent, teacher, I just believe, again, everyone has influence. And everybody has the opportunity to reach our young people, whether you have kids or not. Everybody, you know, sees or encounters a young person at least 4 times a day, I'm sure. But the biggest thing is, will you make a difference in their life? Is there ways of how you can pour into them to give them life and not death? And my biggest thing is we have to be the people to speak life to this generation, because what's happening is we're starting to see the manifestation of all the death that we spoke over their life.
Absolutely.
The things that we're seeing them do, but also not speaking to the things that they can do. And so, man, I'm just encouraged, again, that we could both partner with people who love young people, love God, whether you could play sports or not. Man, we would love to bring you alongside of what we're doing and what God is doing in us and through us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to thank, Athletes for Christ for having us
Sure.
here today, and my brother E for
Yes,
just
sir.
spending time with me and chopping it up with us. And really, just remember, it's not about us, it's about Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's our biggest goal here, is to point the next generation of athletes to the life-saving one, and that is Jesus Christ.
For sure.
Fellas, where can they reach y'all?
Go ahead.
So I'm at gen50.org. E, where you at?
I am ECJ3 and M2TI Industry on Instagram, Facebook, and it's Erskine C. Johnson III.
Love you guys. Thank y'all, man.
See y'all.
I would go gather me out like pies. I ain't no step out of map. On the letter shot, no big in my letter hat and go back, no pay man. Some say go my leave on the bluff. It's another lies I have with a bluff. Little bit we're drowning my life in the same my life.